Well, we are always on the lookout for brand new material and resources to put in your hands. And I think I found something that you're going to enjoy. And we're joined by Pastor Matthew Rattan from Barrie Westminster Church. Pastor Matthew, thank you for joining us this morning.
Hey, Steve. Thanks so much for having me on. It's always great to chat.
So you've got a new resource.
Well, it's a new podcast. It's called the Pulse Podcast. And I'm just excited about it.
All right. You say podcast, and I think, there's so many podcasts out there. So why a podcast?
Well, I think, Steve, I was realizing just thinking about my own patterns in life, I'm listening to them. I'm listening to them, and I like how you can take them with you, they're portable, right?
Yeah.
So, walking the dog, treadmill, driving, hands-free. Whenever, so you can go deeper with ideas and content and accommodates your schedule. And plus, I'm just passionate about this stuff. So I just love it when people can go deeper with their faith. And, I already had the equipment, so I thought, let's give it a shot.
So what kind of material are we going to be looking at?
So it's called the Pulse Podcast. So why Pulse? So for years, I've had this idea in my head, kind of like a motto, like a pulse doesn't mean you're alive. And and I thought, there's more to life than just living, and it's an idea that's rooted in Jesus, right? John 10:10, that I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. So, so living in a way that is abundant is something that more than having a pulse. So this just explores different ideas about how to get us there, and it's called, the tag is living abundantly, wholeheartedly. So it's all content based on that.
All right, so give us some of those topics. You've already got some stuff mapped out, or you've already got stuff recorded and prepared to go. Talk about it.
Yeah, there's really kind of three main areas of content. So first is just topics, like featured topics. So, for example, there's a podcast about dialing down the influence of the frenemy in your life. So, friend plus enemy equals frenemy.
Yeah.
And usually we apply that to people, but I kind of talk about the idea how the internet can be like that. And so thinking in a proactive way about the internet, so it's not just a negative influence, but a positive one. The second bit is interviews. So there's an interview with a Christian therapist about the pandemic, best practices for mental health. There's an interview coming up with an Army chaplain about whether or not there's any validity to the idea that, for us as a society living through a pandemic might be kind of like wartime-like. Is there validity to that?
Yeah.
And I've got someone from Focus on the Family coming up talking about media discernment. How do we consume media in a ways that is wise also for our kids? And then third, there's weekly in-depth biblical studies. So I take a passage of the Bible, unpack it deeply, different levels, and think through how this can make a difference in how we live.
Where can we access this content?
Wherever you listen to podcasts. So, iTunes, which is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, and it's free. So, wherever your platform is, grab it, pull it up, and if you are new to podcasting, don't know what that's about, just go to MatthewRattan.com, and all the links are there.
Pastor Matthew Rattan, thank you for investing in us. Thank you for investing in your church. We've been on the phone with Pastor Matthew Rattan of Barrie Westminster Church. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.